Here is why couples counseling is the worst solution for any woman involved with a covert manipulator, which I will refer to here as a skilled offender. So you might think that a therapist would catch on right away to what was happening, but they don't. Not only do many therapists actually miss the abuse entirely, but actually blame you for the problems in the relationship. And then you end up being double gaslighted. So here are the issues. First, many therapists aren't actually trained in recognizing character disturbances. They might not realize the depth and nature of the abuse, especially if it's not physical. Generally, therapists are trusting, empathetic types who take people at their word. Unless it is someone who has, say, worked at a prison, they generally don't have good bullshit detectors. Second, there is a false equivalence in counseling. So, couples therapy often works on the premise of meeting each other halfway, but in an abusive dynamic, this approach can dangerously validate the skilled offender's behaviors while undermining your experiences. Next, a skilled offender is often adept at manipulating perceptions. He'll actually charm the therapist, skewing their view of the relationship and further entrenching the abuse. He convinced you that he was amazing, and you believed him not because you were stupid, but because he was good at his job. Next, there's a harmful belief that victims provoke abuse. In therapy, this can lead to focusing on the victim's supposed provocative nature, exacerbating your feelings of guilt and self-blame. Next, misdiagnosis is common. When you seek help with a skilled offender, you're likely to be told that it's your problem. You can even end up being wrongly institutionalized, heavily medicated, or labeled with inaccurate psychiatric conditions. Lastly, a skilled offender generally just learns new terminology in counseling sessions without actually changing any underlying attitudes. He'll use these concepts to gaslight you and others even further. So countless women have reported feelings that couples therapy made things worse, not better. Instead of getting support for the abuse, they were treated as if they were the problem. Don't make the same mistake. And by the way, I am in no way telling you to avoid solo therapy, but I am telling you, you go to the therapist who is trained in trauma-informed care by yourself. Whether or not a man is physically violent or emotionally abusive, he needs a specialized abuser program and not therapy, because he is not abusive because he is traumatized, but because he is entitled. He can only work on his deep psychological issues after he deals with his entitlement issues. Stay safe and follow for more research-backed tips on recognizing power and abuse tactics.